Jump off waterfalls and like cliffs and stuff, and I fell off a hill.
I think I'll never forget this trip.
It was great. It was like one of the best times of my life.
Seeing all the green, it's so green. It's called the Garden Island, and I know why now.
The fun thing was just jumping off rocks and stuff like that, but more importantly,
Lost probably, hopefully, some weight and a lot of money.
It's a really nice island. They have all kind of different waterfalls, and we got to jump off of them, and I got to see like God's beauty in Kauai.
Hey, we just got back from the Kauai mission trip. It was so amazingly awesome just to be like in a different like community. Like we did a lot of swimming.
Mom and Dad, I don't care what your teenagers told you. They did not almost die, okay? We went swimming. Everything was great. Everything was wonderful. They did not die. I think they're exaggerating just a little bit.
But there's no other way. It's black as sin, white as snow, and that's why we can say God can do anything with anything. He can heal any hurt, any suffering, every cross, every care, every burden He'll bear. For anyone, anywhere, God can do anything. Praise the fairest of the mountain, my soon coming King, Jehovah Messiah, the reason why I sing. He's the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, my Savior and Redeemer. He's my closest friend. God can do anything with anything. He can heal any hurt, any suffering, every cross, every care, every burden He'll bear. For anyone, anywhere, God can do anything. Every cross, every care, every burden He'll bear. For anyone, anywhere, God can do anything. For anyone, anywhere, God can do anything with anything.
Aloha from the island of Kauai, and we want to send our greetings to Friendship Bible Church. We want to thank you so much for sending your group here, the missions team here. We had a wonderful time with them. They did an incredible job. In fact, we were thinking that we weren't going to let them go back home. We loved them here, and they had such a great time, and we had such a great time having them. They did an incredible job on the church property. They fixed it up, they cleaned it up, they planted flowers, they cut down trees, they mowed the lawn, they weeded. They did an incredible job. They cleared part of a hill, and we are so blessed to have them on that aspect of their trip. And then just their desire to go out and tell people about Christ and to invite them to church and to spread the gospel on our island door to door was an encouragement to us and our teenagers here and our youth pastor here. They did an incredible and phenomenal job doing that. And then just a time of singing at the church. Their specials were incredible. Sister Anna playing the music was such a blessing to our people, and we were so encouraged by their spirit and their talent and using that for the Lord. And they were just a blessing during the church services, and just a time of fellowship that we were able to enjoy. Just to get to know them on a little bit, on a small level here, was just a wonderful experience. We're so thankful for them. We're so thankful for them coming. And then they gave us a special gift for our radio ministry. We're starting a brand new radio ministry here on the island, and they did a huge, gave us a huge gift to get that going. And now we will be able to get that going. And it's just a tribute to their spirit, and it's a tribute to your church. And I just want to thank all of you for getting involved in the fundraising and helping them come, supporting them and come, encouraging them to come. And it was such a blessing to us to have them here. And we're so grateful to you, to Friendship, to Brother Reed. And we're so thankful. We thank you so much for sending them, and we were blessed, and we really are going to miss them. We're sad to see them go, but we're so grateful that they were here. And so, aloha and hui ho, and please, every one of you, please come back and see us again. Aloha.
Aloha, Friendship Baptist Church. Just want to thank you again for sending your youth group out here. Brother Deverall, Mrs. Deverall have been such a huge blessing to us. And just to name a few things they did for us. No, it wasn't just jumping off of rocks and swimming in the ocean here and having a great time snorkeling. We did those things, but really they've worked hard. And one of the many things they did was landscaping at our church. Was in desperate need. And they came, and I was nervous because when we first started with them, I was thinking they were going to catch the first flight back to Oahu. We put them to work so hard those first few days, and they were raking, they were mowing, they were pulling weeds, they were planting flowers, they were watering, they were doing dump runs. They're doing so much for our church, and it was just amazing to see the finished product that they did, and I was just so blessed by it. And things that I could not tackle alone, me or Pastor Rose could do by ourselves. They were able to come alongside us and help us out in many ways, and so that was just a great way. But more important, the spiritual blessing they were. Though they gave not only financially and physically with their labor and energy, but also spiritually. And many of my teenagers came up to me and said how impressed they were with your teenagers. Not only the testimony, their behavior, their attitude, the way they sang with excitement and zeal, and what a blessing that was. And I've been trying to get our teens to sing, and I'm trying to teach them, but there's something about seeing someone in their own age group doing it and living right for the Lord that's just so more powerful than anything I can maybe show them or tell them. And it's just been a blessing having them here. I'm so grateful that you supported them and you fundraised, and it's worthwhile. And pray, Lord, that you have them come back again sometime, and hopefully maybe our teens can come out there and help you folks out. But you guys have been such an encouragement. So thank you again, and I appreciate your love and labor for our church. Thank you.
We learned so much, and before the mission trip, a few days before the mission trip, I really thought I wasn't going to go. My mom had a coincidence, and I really thought I wasn't going to go, but God made a way, and I'm just so thankful. And when we got to Kauai, one of their mottos is, "Don't panic, it's organic." And we just had so much fun there. Like, you know, we're just so thankful. It's just an experience that we'll always remember. We made so many friends that we know we're gonna keep in touch with, and just to know that we influenced their lives. You know, one of the lessons I learned was how to be local but still modest.
Well, like when I first came here to Kauai, I thought that it would be like a fun trip or something that we would just go on, like a vacation kind of thing. But it turns out we actually had to work and like plant and like shovel, like, yeah, like, oh my gosh. So like we had to do a lot of things, but it was actually really fun when we did it because we had like good attitude and we had fun with it. And we made a lot of friends, and everybody was so friendly and stuff. Like they would like sit by you, and we did their hair and we did their makeup, like all the girls from Kauai and stuff, and it was really different.
We did a lot of work. I mean, it wasn't like as nice, you know, but like after we were done, it looked great. we were really a blessing on them. But for me personally, Pastor Tozier on Tuesday night talked about hell, and it really like opened my eyes to hell. How many people are going to hell? It like really influenced me to go out more, talk about God and stuff. Yeah, it was a great time. Yeah.
When I got on this trip, just like what Brittany said, I kind of thought like, oh, I'm here for vacation. But it turns out I got a lot from this trip. Like, man, we did one day, like a whole day of working. We planted, I remember when me and Anna, we had to put manure into the stuff. But the work was great. It was fun. It was a good thing, we had to work there, and I really enjoyed it. But I never realized how much of an impact we would have on the church. Like, I remember on Sunday when we got to the church after we were done with all the work, like we sat down in church and the other church members came in, and they were all like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, they said the planting we did was great, everything looked good. Like, I didn't think they would notice. I just thought, oh, we're just doing this to make it look nicer, and people wouldn't notice. But a lot of people came up to all of us and said, oh, you did great, the place looks great, thank you so much, you've been a blessing. And that was a blessing to me, that I could be a blessing to other people.
A lot of preaching message, a lot about hell, about bitterness. But what really got to me is because there's not as much churches as we really take it for granted as down in Oahu and Kauai. There's not many churches, only 2 churches, and one doesn't even have a building. In fact, they're in a school. And we really have a benefit that we even have schools that's Christian schools, that's Baptist, and there's none really down there. And you get to have basketball teams, soccer teams, and you get to really connect with other churches and really realize what we should have. And we always take it for granted and stuff like that. And
the preaching that we heard in Kauai helped me grow spiritually, and I also gained friends, really close friends as well. The thing that spoke to my heart at the mission trip was how much work there is to still be done for the Lord, and just how there's never a time to rest in the Christian life, and that God always has something for you to do. And it showed me how important the mission trip, the mission field really is for Christians, and how much it can impact your life and others' lives as well.
We did a lot of yard work, and we did all kind of other stuff. Got to sing with the teenagers, got to meet new people, and it was really a blessing to me. But most of all, like when we were over there, I got to see a lot of the local people in Kauai. They have like a lot of local kind of kids, and it's kind of just surprising to me how much of an impact a local kid like me can make on a local kid. And like, sometimes you think, you won't have that much of an impact on other kids, but when you kind of just sit back and look at like what's happening in different parts of the world, it's kind of like impacts my life that I get to make such an impact on different kids in different islands in Hawaii.
Being there like changed my perspective on like being and working for the missions. Like we really didn't have like anything we had here in Hawaii. They only had like a Macy's and a Sears, and just going to their church, the small church. I thought our church was small, but it really isn't. But God blessed our church, and they just like, it's amazing to see how a small church is so loving. And like when we sang, like all the people were like amazed, like and clapping. They don't have a piano player, we do. Like I just noticed how blessed we are, and like I just thank God for it. Like if God called me to the mission field, I'm gonna go, because like I see it like people need people to tell them. Like it was just really fun, and God worked in my heart, and I'm just glad that I went to this trip, because it really spoke to my heart about the missions field.
Back from Kauai, it was a good experience. Had a lot of fun. It was more country than Oahu, so it was kind of different. I realized that even whatever you go through, you have to have a good attitude, because we had to work and like 3 days, and I had a bad attitude, but I learned to fix it.
Hi, my name is Brandon, and we just came back from our missions trip, and I learned that jumping off waterfalls is pretty fun, but learning about God is more fun. We got preached by Brother Tozier, and he taught me that we're not going to be here forever, and to never be bittersweet.
Something that God spoke to me about was that we should like be stronger Christians, because you can be a Christian but you can't show it. And like the teens of the church really showed us that like we had like a big impact on their lives. Like they would sit with us and like ask us like questions and stuff like that, and it was really cool like to see them like open up to us and like kind of accept us in them. So just to like be stronger and to just go out and not be scared about what people think, because in the end it will all be for God's glory. So.
Hi, I'm Taylor, and we just came back from the mission trip. I'm not really good at these testimony things, like I'm like choked up right now. Something spiritually we did is like we went door to door knocking, soul winning. And like through the soul winning, it showed me that people really do need God. They need to know God's word, and they need to go to church. Like a lot of people, they're like, or Catholics and stuff, and we don't want to. We go to church already, and it's like overall, I did have a lot of fun. It was really, God really touched my heart during this trip, and I really have a burden for Hawaii now. It's like I took it for granted all this time. And, like,